Before you let fear take over, before you start thinking your entire future in the United States is hanging by a thread, you need to hear this clearly. Not every headline you see about immigration means your life is about to change. Not every viral post is telling you the full story. And most importantly, your status as a green card holder is not something that disappears overnight because of noise on social media. No panic, no confusion, just real information that helps you stay in control. Let's get straight into it. One of the biggest reasons people panic about immigration news is because they do not understand how laws are actually made in the United States. And honestly, that is not your fault. The system is complicated, and the way it is reported online makes it even more confusing. Here is the truth. For any immigration rule to actually change your life, it has to go through a full legislative process. That means a proposal has to move through the House of Representatives, then the Senate, and then it must be signed by the President. If even one of those steps is missing, nothing changes. Your rights stay the same. Your green card stays valid. Your life does not suddenly flip upside down. But what happens online is completely different. A bill gets introduced, and people act like it is already law. A committee discusses something, and suddenly it becomes breaking news. A partial vote happens, and it spreads like wildfire as if deportations are about to begin. That is how fear spreads. Not through facts, but through incomplete information? Let's bring this back to reality. If you are a green card holder, your status is based on a long-standing legal framework. You have the right to live in the United States. You can work legally. You can travel with proper documents. You can build a life, support your family, and plan your future. None of that changes because of a trending topic online. Now let's talk about the part people rarely explain properly. Yes, there are situations where a green card holder can lose their status. But these are not new rules, and they are not hidden surprises waiting to catch you off guard. If someone is involved in serious criminal activity, that can lead to removal. If someone obtained their green card through fraud, that can create problems. If someone leaves the United States for too long and essentially abandons their residence, that can affect their status. These are long-established principles in immigration law. But here's what gets lost in all the noise. These rules apply to specific situations, not to everyone. They are not sudden changes that affect every green card holder at the same time. They are part of a system that has been in place for years. So if you are someone who follows the law, maintains your residency, and keeps your records clean, there is no reason to assume that your status is suddenly at risk. Now let's deal with some of the most common fears people have, because this is where misinformation really takes over. A lot of people think that if they travel outside the United States, they might not be allowed back in. That is not how it works. As a green card holder, you have the right to travel. The key issue is how long you stay outside. Short trips are not a problem. Longer absences can raise questions, especially if they make it look like you are no longer living in the United States. But again, this is not new. It has always been part of the system. Another major fear is that the government can just randomly cancel green cards. That is simply not true. There is a legal process for everything. If there is a concern about your status, it has to go through proper channels. You have rights. You have the opportunity to defend yourself. You are not just removed without explanation. Then there is the idea that everyone needs to file new applications or re-register. That is another myth. Once you have your green card, you only need to renew the physical card when it expires. That is a routine process. It does not mean your status is being questioned. What actually matters is how you manage your status moving forward. And this is where you can take control instead of reacting to fear. First, keep your documentation up to date. If your green card is close to expiring, renew it. Do not wait until the last minute. Even though your status does not expire, having a valid card makes life easier when dealing with employers, travel, and official processes. Second, if you are eligible to become a U.S. citizen, take that seriously. Citizenship gives you a level of security that no green card can match. It removes the uncertainty that comes with being a permanent resident. It gives you full rights and full protection under the law. Third, pay attention to your travel history. Keep records of your trips. Know how long you are staying outside the country. If you need to be away for an extended period, plan ahead and take the proper steps. Fourth, stay away from anything that could create legal trouble. This might sound obvious, but even small mistakes can have bigger consequences in immigration law. It is not just about avoiding major crimes. It is about making smart choices in everyday situations. Fifth, Make sure your information is always updated with immigration authorities. If you move, report your new address. It is a simple step, but it is required and it keeps your record clean. Now let's talk about something that does not get enough attention, and that is where you get your information from. Because this can either protect you or completely mislead you. If your main source of immigration updates is random videos, forwarded messages, or posts without clear sources, you are putting yourself at risk of unnecessary stress. Not everything online is verified. Not everything is accurate. And not everyone sharing information actually understands the law. The only sources you can fully trust are official government websites and qualified professionals. That is where real updates come from. That is where you can verify what is actually happening. And if your situation is complicated, maybe you have a past issue. Maybe you are unsure about something specific, this is not the time to guess. Talk to a licensed immigration attorney. Someone who understands the system and can give you advice based on your personal situation, not general rumors. Here is something important to understand. Immigration law is not designed to trap people who are following the rules. It is structured, it is detailed, and it moves through a process. Changes take time. Implementation takes time. And most changes are targeted, not universal. So when you see panic spreading, take a step back and ask yourself one simple question. Has anything actually changed in law, or is this just noise being amplified online? Most of the time it is the second one. And that is why channels like this exist. Because people need clarity. They need information that is not mixed with fear. They need to understand what actually matters and what does not. At the end of the day, your focus should be on staying informed, staying prepared, and staying calm. Panic does not solve anything. It only leads to rushed decisions and unnecessary stress. So here's what you should remember. Your green card is still your legal status. Your rights are still in place. The system has not suddenly turned against you. And most importantly, you are not alone in trying to figure this out. If this video helped you understand what is really going on, make sure you subscribe to Global Visa Ways. This channel is built to give you real information without the drama. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update that actually matters. Share this with someone who might be stressing right now. Because a lot of people out there just need clarity, not more panic. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments. Your questions help shape what we talk about next, and they help others who might be dealing with the same concerns. Remember, the truth is always stronger than fear. Stay informed, stay smart, and I will see you in the next video.